So this is the Beck family monument. They actually bought the whole square here to bury their family. Just as a way of reference, when families bought a burial plot, this whole square cost them $20. So you see that many families came in and said, this is going to be our family burial plot for generations. So they sometimes they divided them in half, and their neighbor bought a half and they bought a half. They could only afford $10, but it became this community gathering place. And so the people buried here are not just Presbyterians, they come from across the spectrum. There were Methodists and Mormons, and people of non-faith. There are actually 4 Chinese buried here that were friends and workers of the Briars. They became members of the church. They were buried here, but their bodies aren't here. Why? Because whenever somebody was recruited from China, they signed a contract with the employment company that should they die in America, their bones would be brought back to their home village and buried with honor. And so all of the railroad workers who built the Transcontinental Railroad and other laborers who worked in this area too all had that contract. So these 4 Chinese men who were friends of the community were buried here, and then after 15 years the company came and removed their bones and took them back to China, which is a pretty interesting story, that they were both included in the community, included here, and then they were brought back to China to their home village. I love that. Meanwhile, the Becks had this property and they moved in stages. Not all families moved directly to California. So they started in Illinois and they moved out further west. So they moved to Utah and they came out further. It took them 18 years to kind of move from state to state to finally say, we want to be in California. And when they got here, they stopped here and were really excited to be here. And when they came to Mission San Jose, they purchased a farm and worked, and they also combined farming with being a merchant. So they opened a store that sold provisions, not only for the farmers, but also provisions for the miners who were coming up through Niles Canyon to go to get up to the mines in gold country. So they sold something crazy called Levi Strauss denim pants for miners. Those were the first denim pants in America. So it kind of started and began here and moved. So the Beck family was very influential. They had $3,000 worth of property and another $1,000 in merchandise. So he combined this unique thing of being farmer and storefront owner, and he and his wife and son lived in Mission San Jose the entire time. That's the Beck family.